If you ever just wish that your life could be simpler, if you ever just look at everything that's going on and just feel overwhelmed and think, why can't this all just be easier? I think you're really going to love today's video. I'm glad you're here. I'm Alex Strauss. I'm the author of The Mindful Walker and the creator of themindfulwalker.com. And first of all, I hope that you guys enjoyed my walking video the other day. It's the first one that I've tried to do, but if you like it, I'll try it again sometime. It was harder than I thought it was going to be to walk and talk. But today's video, I'm not talking about walking really so much as I am talking about simplifying. And so I'm going to make it simple and just stand still today. I want to share a little bit, just a tiny little story with you about a few years ago in my life, kind of where I was at in terms of things not being at all simple. My kids were teenagers and, or like right on the verge of teenagerhood, and they were in a lot of extracurricular activities. I was working multiple jobs, and I was trying to take care of them, and I was trying to take care of a fairly new house and get some things done around the house, and we had, pets, and at the same time, I always have tried to prioritize my health care as well, my self-care in terms of staying healthy. So, I was trying to, still do yoga or go to the gym, and I was trying to make sure that I was reading a book every week. I'm a big reader, and I was in a book group, and I was really trying to, maintain my mental sharpness and clarity. And in terms of my now, when I think about it now, it almost sounds ridiculous. But in terms of my working out and my fitness routine, I guess you would call it, it was really so complicated. I mean, I was going to yoga a couple of times a week, like Saturday morning and I think Thursday evening, as often as I was able, and it wasn't always possible. And then when I went to the gym, I had a gym membership, and it was way across town. And when I went to the gym, I would do, some time on an elliptical trainer or a treadmill, maybe to warm up. And then every other time I would do upper body strength exercises, and then I would do lower body strength exercises. And then if I had time, I would usually cool down with maybe a lap on the treadmill or on the track, or I would do the treadmill again. And I actually had to have a notebook to keep track of all of it, so I would know what day I was supposed to do what. And the long and the short of it was that at the end of the day, my fitness routine, along with everything else in my life, was making me less healthy. And not from a physical sense necessarily, but it was making me so overwhelmed and stressed out with all of the things that I had going on and all of the stuff that I felt like I had to do in my life, that trying to fit in these times to take care of myself and my body just ended up being so stressful and difficult. And so about 10 years ago, this is when I began to experiment with what I call mindful walking. And this was simply just taking some quiet, mindful, present-focused walks in nature in my neighborhood here, which happens to be wooded, or sometimes in a park nearby. And I would take these little walks, in part because I didn't have time to get to the gym. I stopped being able to justify the expense because I wasn't going as consistently as I should, and the kids had all these things going on, and so it started to look really expensive. And so I started walking, and what I found was that this profoundly simplified everything for me. It saved all this time. It saved the time that I spent on the road. It saved the time that I spent putting on my gym clothes, washing my gym clothes, washing my yoga clothes, and all of the things that I was doing to try to stay fit and healthy as well. And what mindful walking did for me, and the mindful part is key. This isn't just about walking for exercise, because I was actually able to combine a mental health exercise and what has essentially become for me a spiritual practice as well. Communing with nature, communing with the outdoors, opening a channel to allow me to hear and communicate with the universe, with divine wisdom. And this is big stuff. And at the same time, I was saving time, money, and effort on my workout. So that is my story of simplifying my life. Now, I have lots of other tools that I use to make things simple around here, from ordering my groceries online to paying my bills online. I have a whole little list of them. And if you're curious to know some of the things, systems and processes that I've put in place to kind of make my life simpler, and also open up a little space and time for mindful walking, click the link on the blog. I'll put a link on the blog. And you can claim a free little PDF where I've got 8 or 10 tips. And also, I would love it if you have any tips for simplifying in your life and you'd like to share them with me. You can hit reply on the email, or you can leave a comment on the blog, on YouTube, on Facebook, or wherever you're watching this video. Thank you so much for being with me today. Head on over to themindfulwalker.com to find out more about me and my work, and I'll be back with you very soon. Happy trails.